everyone, DCF here. So we're going to do the thing that I've done last year and the year before where the week after the draft I give you guys my more thought out reaction to it. I'm going to go over every pick we made, every trade we made. I'll give my grade on each one of those fucking shits. And then after that I'll give my overall grade on the whole shebang. Starting with Layton Vanderrisk.
The first day, you scared everybody away from the draft. Like, once you picked fucking Vanderrisk, everybody fucking left the draft. It was so quiet after that pick, you can hear fucking Scott Hansen say, "What happened? The Cowboys just re-signed Dez Bryant?"
Oh no! The Cowboys fans didn't like our draft pick? Wow! That is so unlike them! Because everybody knows the Dallas Cowboys fan base is the most respected fan base in the history of sports. It was just a horrible draft pick. It had nothing to do with them being a bunch of fucking pussies. Oh no! We scared Cowboys fans from the draft? Holy fucking shit! No! Cowboys fans didn't like our fucking draft pick, dude! Fuck! Alright, Cowboys front office, they don't give a fuck if fans don't like the pick. They don't care if they sit back, piss, bitch, scream, and cry because we picked up Layton Vanderrisk over a wide receiver. I don't think we would have nearly as much screaming pussies in the Cowboys fan base about picking Layton Vanderrisk if it wasn't for these two fucking retards that started this whole shit in the first place. Michael Irvin and Drew Pearson. Ooh, we're gonna pick up another wide receiver, Cowboys fans. Who's gonna be the next number 88? We're ready. We're ready to accept them into the motherfucking 88 club. Shit! Michael Irvin. Rod Marinelli's in the room. It's gonna be a defensive pick. Shut the fuck up, you fucking fake fan! You know, I just think about I just think about it all day, every day, that there's no way that the Cowboys fan base can get more toxic than it already fucking is. And then you have Michael Irvin come out and he single-handedly makes that possible. Thank you so much, Michael Irvin, for having everyone throw hate at Layton Vanderrisk. This was a great fucking beginning to his career. Now, actually talking about Layton Vanderrisk, this is kind of a real risky move by the Cowboys because he's only started one full season and he had a real bad neck injury apparently. However, his medical coach or his coach at Boise State, whatever, completely debunked all the medical concerns that NFL teams had about him. And you know, that's great and everything. You know, hopefully we should expect some durability out of him next season. And watching his game against Oregon, this guy looks like a fucking playmaker. Hopefully after a couple of years of NFL experience, he'll be like another Sean Lee for us. And obviously I'm really excited to see him be on the same field as Sean Lee and Jalen Smith. And everyone pissing, bitching, and crying about not picking up a fucking wide receiver. Look, leading up to our pick, not a single fucking wide receiver has been taken off the board yet. Calvin Ridley, he was said to be taken in the top 10. Christian Kirk, he was supposed to go in the top 15. He fell to the mid-second round. Don't you guys just find that, you know, a little bit concerning? DJ Moore, he was the first one off the board. He went at like, what, the fucking 24th pick? And Calvin Ridley, he went right after to the Falcons with, I think, the 27th pick. And before you retards scream in my ear in the comment section about how we're desperate for a wide receiver, well, a wide receiver is not a vital position need for us. See, back in 2016 when Dez Bryant got injured after the knee injury versus the fucking Bears, we had to play up against the 49ers, the Bengals, and then the Packers without him. And really, without him, our offense ran a lot better. So with us releasing Dez Bryant over the offseason, then no, this absolutely does not mean that the passing game or the offense in general is going to crash in 2018. Now, however, linebacker, that's a vital position for us. Offensive lineman, that's a vital position for us. When Sean Lee's injured and he's not on the field, the defense crashes. And this is left in countless of fucking examples over the last 3 fucking years. And offensive lineman, we took that in the second round because whenever Tyron Smith gets injured, then our whole fucking offense crashes. And this is left in countless examples just in 2017 alone. Ezekiel Elliott, he only played in 3 snaps all year long with Tyron Smith on the field at the same time. I think that kind of fucking mattered. I think that kind of played a role in the whole deal. So yes, Layton Vanderrisk, he was one of the best players that we could have picked up with that pick. Now, I'm not going to come right out and say that he was the smartest or the best pick we could have made, like last year when I said the same thing about Taco Charlton, because Rashaan Evans was still there. And everybody knows when there's a badass defensive player from the Alabama defense, you're gonna have a really hard time passing up on that if you're looking for a defensive player. So what did we see in Layton Vanderrisk that we didn't see in Rashaan Evans? I actually can't answer that. I guess we're just gonna have to wait until 2018 season, pick out the differences between the two. Layton Vanderrisk, I'll be seeing you in the next offseason where I'll most likely be doing a love him or hate him on you. I expect him to have a pretty good year, kind of like Jalen Smith's first year. But of course, since he's a linebacker and not a fucking wide receiver, everyone's still gonna piss, bitch, and moan about it, regardless of the fact that he didn't have a bad year. Again, that's just premature prediction, okay? So for Layton Vanderrisk, I'm going to give that pick an A. Cowboys front office, they did an amazing job on this pick, not falling into the hype from the Cowboys fan base, them screaming in their ear, and also these 2 fucking dipshits, Drew Pearson and Michael Irvin. Jesus fuck, it's hot in this room. I'm turning this back on for the first time in, what, over a year? Hopefully it doesn't cause as much noise. Meanwhile, I'm gonna grab another Coke. Fuck. Our second round pick that we're gonna be looking at is Connor Williams out of UT Austin. Now, going into the first round of the draft, I wouldn't mind if we were to pick him up with the 19th pick. But with our 50th pick, I was fucking thrilled to have him. Now, because Lyle Collins is a little bitch and he's going to stay at the right tackle position because he feels comfortable, then this means that Connor Williams will more than likely be playing as the left guard. However, if it doesn't work out like through the preseason or through the first few weeks of the regular season, then hopefully they'll tell Lyle Collins, hey, this isn't working out, let's try it our way. But my god, dude, Connor Williams, he is a fucking monster, dude. Now, I really hope that Tyron Smith can stay healthy and play, you know, about 16 games of the season so that we can see this offensive line at its full potential. And I could not be more fucking excited to see how he does in the preseason for us and how he'll do against especially the Philadelphia Eagles defensive line, where I feel like he might struggle a little bit because they have so many big fucking dudes on there. But through years of experience, I think that he's going to work out perfectly for us. In my opinion, picking up a wide receiver here would have been a bit of a reach, and thankfully Dallas, they didn't see a wide receiver that they would really take over him either. I feel like even if Courtland Sutton were there, they would still take Connor Williams over him. I mean, this is just me. I don't know about you guys, but I would much rather have the top 3 offensive linemen available rather than a top 15, top 10 wide receiver available. Let's move on to the third round. But for the Connor Williams pick, I'm giving this one an A+, because this was a steal. Next, let's talk about Michael Gallup. I am so fucking excited to to see how he's going to work in the Cowboys offense. I'm super excited to see how he can benefit and connect with Dak Prescott on the field. It wasn't a reach. Like if they were to pick up a wide receiver in the first or in the second round. Michael Gallup, he had a second or third round grade on him, and we picked him up in the third round. That's perfect. Michael Gallup, I mean, he gets compared all the time to so many great wide receivers in the NFL. Not just because of his catches or the route running, but mainly his ability to run after the catch. I mean, like I said, after we picked him up, he's basically like a mini DJ Moore, kind of. So Michael Gallup, I'm going to give this one a B+. Still picked up a good quality wide receiver, and we didn't have to reach for him, and we didn't buy into any fucking hype. Next, in the fourth round, we picked up Dorrance Armstrong Jr. from Kansas. Yeah, Randy Gregory, you're basically fucking out of here. I don't know anything about him, but I'm gonna give him a B+ anyway because of one reason and one reason only. Over all of the defensive ends that Connor Williams has faced over the last 3 years, apparently Dorrance Armstrong is the only player that got a sack off of him. Now, that's what I heard from Twitter. And if that's true, that's pretty fucking hilarious. Actually, one more reason to go with that. Fuck Randy Gregory. Next, in the fourth round, we picked up Dalton Schultz with the 137th pick. Not really much I can say. Big tight end out of Stanford. We need some depth at that position anyways, assuming that Jason Witten is going to retire. It's still somewhat up in the air at this point. But if he's gone this year, then this is going to be pretty beneficial for us. That one will get a solid B. And then after that, I'm pretty sure it was in the fourth round, we traded our fourth round pick over to the LA Rams in exchange for Tavon Austin. I have no idea why the Dallas Cowboys fan base threw such a whole big fucking bitch fit about it. I think that was a pretty solid trade. I mean, we're not going to be utilizing him as a wide receiver. We're going to utilize him more as a running back. He's going to be like our Lance Dunbar / Lucky Whitehead kind of player. And Ryan Switzer really didn't hold much promise for that position, which I'll get to in just a second. I mean, 6.5 yards average and 9 touchdowns, that's not bad. And I think that's going to add a lot to this offense. So I definitely love that trade. If they liked him, if they liked the experienced player more than the running backs they saw on the board, then fucking go for it. And I'm excited to see, you know, how well he can be utilized for us. Then in the fifth round, we picked up Mike White. He's a quarterback from Western Kentucky. I'm very excited to see him in the preseason, have some competition in the quarterback position. You already have some retarded fucking Cowboys fans who don't know anything about anything saying that he's going to take Dak's job. Shut the fuck up. I love that pick. I don't know if he's going to beat out Cooper Rush, who did really well in last year's preseason, but we'll just see. And then I think it was around this time that we traded Ryan Switzer over to the Oakland Raiders for their defensive tackle, Jihad Ward. And I saw Shango's reaction to it, and I really hate, you know, watching other Cowboys fans' reactions to shit like this before I get my word out, but I really couldn't agree with him more. Michael Gallup and Cole Beasley, I think that they're really gonna stomp out Ryan Switzer when it comes to getting a spot on the team. I mean, the wide receiving core was pretty crowded. You had Noah Brown, Terrence Williams, Allen Hurns, Cole Beasley, Michael Gallup, and then there was Ryan Switzer. I don't think we're going to need 6 fucking wide receivers. And this is probably why we traded for Tavon Austin. Ryan Switzer, he really wasn't, you know, consistent with the way that we wanted to play him. So we just kind of said, fuck it, and picked up, you know, a veteran that has more experience being used that way. So instead of getting nothing out of Ryan Switzer and just, you know, re-signing him to the practice squad, we decided to just say, you know, fuck it, go ahead and trade him. Pick up, what position do we need that we haven't addressed so far, boys? Defensive tackle? Fuck it, give us a defensive tackle. Oh boy, and wouldn't you know, Cowboys fans are pissing and bitching about it. Who's is this guy? I never heard of him before. He's trash, bro. He sucks. I never even heard of this dude. There's also rumors of us picking up Terrell McClain. I wouldn't mind bringing him back. You know, just got released by the Redskins. Yeah, I wouldn't mind, you know, bring him down. Come on, big buddy. It was, at the time, he was probably our best run stopper on that defensive line. So, with an elite DeMarcus Lawrence, an elite David Irving, and a more developed Malik Collins, if we bring in Terrell McClain, this defensive line is going to be fucking disgusting. You know, like Shango said, basically a nothing for nothing deal. You know, no hurt, no foul. Fuck it. 6th round, we pick up Chris Covington, linebacker at Indiana. You know, depth purposes, basically a Kyle Wilbur replacement. You can play him on special teams. I'll definitely take it. That's solid B. Cedric Wilson, I've actually never heard of this guy. I've heard some good things about him, but I'll wait until the preseason, see what we actually have here. Teammate of Layton Vanderrisk from Boise State. Alright, there's something. And then, holy fucking shit, I didn't even know this guy was still on the board. In the 7th round, our only 7th round pick, 236 overall, we pick up Bo Scarborough. How? Are you fucking kidding me? That is fucking crazy. Big power back, he was really good at Alabama. I am extremely fucking excited to see what he can do for us in the offense. I mentioned leading up to the draft that I really wanted a running back at some point to complement Ezekiel Elliott, like Alvin Kamara for Mark Ingram. I don't think this is exactly going to work in that specific way because Bo Scarborough, obviously he's a power back, but he's still going to complement Ezekiel Elliott really well. I am so fucking... I'm probably excited for him more than anyone else, honestly. I am so fucking ready to see what he can do for us in the preseason. Oh yeah, for a 7th round pick, that's a fucking A+. So yeah, with all of those trades and draft picks accounted for, I give Dallas Cowboys 2018 NFL Draft a solid A. I mean, with this draft, we just touched on every position that we were in need of, and there are some really, really exciting rookies coming up in the preseason. This was, in my opinion, another very, very successful draft. I'm excited to see how all of them turn out. I'll see you guys next time, and peace.